What is up, everybody? I'm Get Flanked. Welcome to another episode of How to Solo Queue to Platinum. I'll be linking episode 1 up in the top right-hand corner of the screen right now, so that way you can go check that episode out once you're done here. Now, in this episode, we're going to be doing things a little bit different. What I did was I went in and I recorded myself playing a couple of different rank matches in that Gold 2, Gold 1 range. So I feel like these matches are going to represent what a lot of you are going through on a daily basis as you're trying to solo queue up to Plat. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to first give you my number one tip for solo queuing up to Plat when it comes to defense. And then I'm going to show you a couple of different rounds from those rank matches. The first round, I'm going to show you an example of what not to do. Okay, this is me not following my own advice and doing a very poor job. And then the next 2 rounds will show you making adjustments and doing what you're supposed to do, what I advise you to do, and really following that tip. Now, throughout these rounds, you're going to be hearing my thought process because, again, I recorded it live. This isn't from stream. I recorded this for the sole purpose of making these videos. And in this video, we're going to be focusing solely on defense. The next episode, we'll switch over to attack. So keep your eye out for that. Once that video goes live, I'll link it in the top right-hand corner as well. So if it's live right now, you'll see that notification up there right now. Okay, so what is this number one tip for solo queuing up to Platinum on defense? It's a simple enough concept. Here it is. You want to make sure that you put yourself in a position to have an impact on every single round, okay? If the attackers are going to win the round against you on defense, make sure that you're in a position to where they have to come through you in order to win that round, okay? What that means is that, first of all, you shouldn't be taking crazy risk like spawn peeking. I don't suggest risky spawn peeks when you're solo queuing. Number 2, I don't suggest like a deep roam. I don't suggest that you go on the other side of the map, hide in a corner, and then the attackers rush site, kill all your teammates, and you're in a 1v5 and they have site control. Like, you're going to lose those rounds. Put yourself in a position where they have to come through you in order to win the round and in order to get site control. And in this first round right now, you're going to show me not doing that. We'll get into that right now. All right, so this is one of my favorite spawn peaks in the game. I did get burned out. We'll still go for it. What the heck, you know? I have a lot of success with this one. The idea is basically wait for them to repel. You can see the top of their hook here, and then when their head pops up, you give them a little love tap. I'm trying. They're entering downstairs. I don't know where these people are. That's a bad claymore. Okay. That's my bad. So that's what I mean. That's an example of what not to do, honestly. Like, I have 0 effect on that round. Maybe waste a little bit of time, but I'm going to have 0 effect on this round. I can still make calls. Okay, one's top New Bridge, and one's in Pillbox. Okay, so here we go. 1v5. That's literally what I said not to do. All right, so there, you learn what not to do. Okay, so what it comes down to there is I took too much risk and I made myself an easy kill. Okay, so by doing that, I wasn't able to have any effect on the round. And when you're solo queuing, you're not in control of your teammates. You know what I mean? You don't control how good they are. You don't control, what they do. So all you control is yourself. So if you're not putting yourself in a position to win the round for the team, then that's a mistake. Okay, so we'll go to the next round. This is the very next round now, and I'm going to show you the adjustment that I make by just making sure that I put myself in a position where they have to come through me in order to get sight control. They have to come through me in order to win the round. And I'm going to make them work to kill me. You know what I mean? That's the idea, is like, don't be an easy kill. Make them, if they're going to kill you, make them work for it and have to make a play in order to do it. One's
still up top of
that. Oh my god, I cannot believe I got that. Interesting. That's kind of scary.
One's in B, one's in B. Melissa.
Time expires in 10 seconds.
Let's go! You had to come through me! That's such a perfect example, man. Like, that's such a night and day difference, right? Okay, so like I said in the gameplay there, I think that's a pretty good example. First round, I took too much risk, had zero effect on the round. Second round, made an adjustment, stayed in sight, and resisted the entire time. I was actually the only person on site. So if I hadn't been there, if I had been off roaming or something, then they could have dropped that hatch pretty much as soon as they opened it and had full sight control. So I think that's important to remember as well. Another thing I want to point out from that round is that I didn't panic. When they were opening the ceiling above me, we were opening the hatch and putting some pressure on me. I think a lot of people in that situation, they kind of panic and they think, well, I'm going to try and flank up the main stairs and come up behind them or take some risk. I didn't panic. I stayed in my spot. And again, that comes down to making them work for the kill. Like if I go up main stairs, maybe there's somebody there and I die as soon as I, get my head in their line of sight. Okay. This way, I'm going to make them drop the hatch. I'm going to make them make a good play in order to kill me instead of just panicking and making myself an easy kill. Okay, so I don't want you to feel like you can't roam though, okay? So let me show another round now. This is actually from a different match that I played before this one actually. And you're gonna see me do an off-site roam here with Legion. And this is a good example of how you can roam, how you can play off-site while still making sure that you're going to have an impact on the round, okay? Look for positions like this where you can play off-site, but they still kind of have to go through you in order to win the round, okay? Man, I can't wait till next season we get the reinforcement full. And this is actually kind of scary now. I hope I don't get killed from main door. Alright, so my whole thinking here with Legion is I want to just put these so I know if they're pushing me up here. Just want to make life difficult on them. Okay, that's a Yana.
In customs, or maybe stock actually.
Oh, reception. Needle set.
I'm okay. guys aren't very smart.
Lucian has eyes on him.
One friendly operator remaining.
That kid's 1 HP. He's actually 1. Twitch is 1.
I injured somebody. Let's go, boys! Let's go! Okay, so again, I went upstairs. I didn't have to play on site there, but I still put myself in a position where I was at least shutting down one half of the site. You know, if they were going to come into that ventilation room, they were going to have to deal with me. A lot of times people will clear the upstairs there. So it wasn't, even though I was roaming, even though I wasn't on site, I wasn't, you know, on the other side of the map. I was putting myself in a high traffic area, a place where, you know, I'm going to be able to still have an impact on the round. Now, once I got in that 1v2, you know, I had to come back to site. Still, ideally in that situation, one of the hatches should be open. It would have been easier rotate that way, but it worked out in the end. Okay, guys, just to summarize, when you are on defense solo queuing, make sure that every single round you are putting yourself in a position where you can have an impact on the round, okay? Make the attackers work for it. If they're going to come through you, if they're going to get site control, if they're going to win the round, they're going to have to make a play in order to come through you first. That's the simplest way that I can put it, and I swear if you do that, you will find yourself winning more of these rounds when you're solo queuing. All right, that's going to do it for this episode. The next episode might actually be live tomorrow. And again, we're going to focus on the attacking side over there. So keep your eye out for that. If you've enjoyed this video, please make sure that you like and subscribe, and I'll have more coming your way here soon.